Hello, welcome to History 101 Test 2 Review video. This is going to be kind of quick. I just want to go over a few things, make sure you understand a few things to help you on Test 2. Test 2 is Lecture 6 through 10, Chapters 4 through 7, 5 through 7 in the book. Question number 1, discuss the development of the First Great Awakening, describe its significance to colonial culture. In class, you'll want to focus on the slides, the table I gave you between New Light and Old Light religion, and then the second tab or the second slide I gave you going over the significance of the First Great Awakening. Was the significance, led to the development of the universities system in America. Common culture experience breeds common culture. Big winners, the Baptists, you can talk about them. And then also the idea of, kind of getting into Americans' mind, this idea of resisting authority, like, voting with your feet. Okay. I need to see names like Jonathan Edwards, George Whitefield, John Wesley, Methodists would be good to talk about. Number 2, analyze the colonial issues of taxation and liberty. This is the whole of Lecture 7, the road to independence. You're discussing the political and philosophical battle between Parliament and the colonies. And so getting into the big theme you want to hit on is the theme of the American colonies are reassessing their role in the British Empire, right? Because why? Parliament is reassessing the colony's role in the British government. Okay, kind of focus on that philosophical, ideological process, discussion, whatever, philosophy. Both sides are reassessing each other's place in the British Empire, right? The British government wants more control of their colonies. You colonies are already self-governing. You're self-governing colonies. You've been for 100 years or more. And so all the different issues, the taxes, the troops, the different policies, those plug into the overall argument between what is our role in the British government. Okay? What rights do we have? What rights do we feel Parliament is threatening? Okay. For the American Revolution, compare and contrast the advantages and disadvantages of Britain's continental armies. I had a couple slides on that about just kind of talking about what gives us the idea who will win. Okay, just kind of compare and contrast what tells us the British will win, what tells us the colonies will win, what tells us the British might lose. Describe 3 battles in the American Revolution. You can talk about what I talked about: Lexington and Concord, Saratoga, Yorktown. You can also go look for. There's all kinds of battles I didn't talk about. You can go talk about. Just pick 3. When were they fought? Where were they fought? Winners, losers, casualties, significance. Like Saratoga. After the victory at Saratoga, you had open French support. So like that. Compare and contrast the U.S. Constitution and the Articles of Confederation. In that lecture, we kind of talked about both. They have different powers they give to the states, different powers they reserve for themselves. The big one is what? What's the first line of the Articles of Confederation? We, the independent and sovereign states of the United States of America, right? So, free and independent versus the U.S. Constitution. A lot more power. Then that's kind of what's interesting, right? Compared to the Articles of Confederation, the U.S. Constitution is a big jump in government power. But if you look at it another direction, the U.S. Constitution limits government. So it's kind of an interesting dichotomy there. When compared to the Articles of Confederation, the U.S. Constitution is a massive expansion of federal power. But looked at it from a different direction, the U.S. Constitution is meant to restrict or limit government power, so it won't turn into a tyranny. Whoops. Analyzing the Founding Fathers and the role of religion in their lives and careers. So we talked about the American Revolution, Patriot ministers, very, very much connecting the Patriot cause to God's cause, right? And then I did the handout where we discussed our Founding Fathers and the issues around religion. Okay, and you want to highlight, a secular society wants secular Founding Fathers. So, for example, so then that's why you have that difference. For 19th century Americans, very religious, they wanted the Founding Fathers to look religious. Modern day, we live in a very secular, almost anti-Christian society. We want our Founding Fathers to be secular and anti-Christian as well. So talk about that. What's the balance? Because the truth is, our Founding Fathers weren't all born-again Christians. Guess what? They weren't all deists. They weren't all atheists. None of them were atheists. None of them at all. Not even close. Okay, they just flat out weren't. And very few were deists. You are given incorrect number. The popular culture wants you to think all the Founding Fathers were deists. That is demonstrably false. You can go to the primary documents. That is demonstrably false. Okay, it just is. It just is. And they weren't all deists. And on the other hand, they weren't all born-again Christians either. That is not correct either. Okay? And so you're talking about those issues, A secular society, an anti-Christian secular society wants the Founding Fathers to be like them. Just like in the 19th century when people were more religiously Christian. Yeah, all our Founding Fathers were Christians just like us. Born-again Christians. So talk about all those issues. How the Enlightenment plays a role, in it as well. Next, after viewing the U.S. Constitution videos, so underneath the Unit 2 tab, there's a bunch of videos about the U.S. Constitution. You need to watch enough that you can discuss the significance of the U.S. Constitution, and then what do you think? What ideas, perspectives from the videos, so not AI, you're not doing AI on this one. You shouldn't be doing it anyways, but I know people do, but oops, sorry. But what stands out to you? What's your opinion? And describe and analyze the arguments the Federals and anti-Federals give. What are the two teams? And I went over that. I did a table for you. What are the teams? And the last two questions, I did a video for you on what's Hamilton's program, and then the political parties. And in the video, I very clearly kind of hit on what is Hamilton's plans all about, what are the critiques, and then how do political parties develop. Political parties develop. Paragraph 1, executive branch. Paragraph 2, the public. Paragraph 2, congressional. Paragraph 3, the public. However you want to do that. And so, 200 words per question, just like last time. I would prefer you not use AI. I need, want your opinion. Like this question, this is your opinion, and so you would, so I know the desire to use AI is pretty strong, and based on the last test, it was inconclusive. Based on Quillbot, none of you were using AI. Based on others, all of you were, and so it was kind of a wash. I read some of your answers, and some of you, I was like if you give really long answers, that's kind of a red flag for AI. Because that's what AI does, long answers. So just so you know, you can do more than 200 words, and that's fine, but, it gets suspicious. But anyways, I do use, the AI checker is a little inconclusive. I do appreciate that some of you gave me screenshots that showed some AI, 9, 10%, 4%. You know, that's fine. So those students that sent, you know, some of you did a screenshot, and I appreciated that, and that was helpful. You know, I didn't have to do it. But anyways, you know, avoid using AI the best. I would prefer it. When they're going to come to your house and verify it, well, no, and I was a little bit suspicious on the first test, but it was kind of inconclusive. Quillbot said 0. 0GPT said most of you were. Like, so I just try not to do it. Anyway, that's okay. Anyways, have a good day. Good luck on the test.